Do you think, right? You know, people who get asked to be extras off the street.
Does that happen?
Yeah, like people get asked, like, "Oh, do you want to be an extra in this?" And they get asked off the street.
Okay.
Do you reckon that's because they fit the look well, or they're just really good at looking clueless?
Have you been asked?
No.
I don't know. Maybe like a bit of both.
James just like they're really good.
Maybe
It's like not. You know, they're just looking around.
Maybe they have quotas. Maybe they're like, all right, we need a white male, Caucasian, 5'10".
Who looks like he's got no fucking idea where he's going.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't be you because you're often the man that's asked for directions.
Mate,
So you'd probably be the lowest on the list.
like I'd be the last person they ask. They know I've got an idea about everything.
And respectfully, you could be like the least diverse person of all time. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point. There is nothing special about me. Thank you. That's actually really nice thing to say. I reckon that's like, thanks. Yeah,
No worries, man.
that was like, I agree. There's nothing unique or like sets me apart. Like pretty stock standard, run of the mill. Like you just walk past me. I'm not even really human, to be fair.
Unless you were lost.
Unless I was lost.
No, unless I was lost
Oh, okay.
and I needed directions.
That's true.
Then I might approach
Then
you.
you might approach me.
In any
I'm
other
just a
sense,
bot. I'm just a bot.
You got your NPC.
Literally.
The NPC theory, dude, so funny. I don't know if I've talked about this on the pod before. And
We probably have at some. I think we have at one point, but I'm happy to indulge again.
Did I tell you about the night we were at training and we'd been talking about it? And then it's like in the middle of training, like we're on a field like in the middle of nowhere and a guy riding a unicycle just like rode past our training at like 8:30 on a Wednesday night. And we were all like, that's an NPC. There's no way.
That's like, how do you just do that? Where do you even, like, surely you'd see that in the distance before they even get close to you.
Yeah, exactly. I did. It was like back then I was like, dude, I just told my mates because we were talking about it on the way to training. And I was like, that's got to be an NPC. Has to be.
Well, what is he, where is he going?
He's just practicing, I think.
Like, surely he gets out of your eye line. He just like, does he even exist beyond that point? Like, he just vanish.
Probably not. And like, if you own a unicycle, do you like go out to do tasks or do you just go out to ride your unicycle?
I feel like it's a bit of a lifestyle choice if you've gone that far into getting a unicycle. I feel like you're going to get your use out of it.
That doesn't answer my question though. I was just saying like, would you just go out just to have fun and ride it?
No, I'm saying I'm saying you just ride it all the time.
You reckon he's going down to like the servo?
Yep.
Get a
Chalky milk.
yeah late night choky milk
Yeah.
and some gummy bears?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, baby. Marshall gets away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 52 today, joined always by my good friend, comrade, Alexander Russell. You know, as we sort of pay tribute to the unofficial year of doing the podcast.
Season
today.
1.
Season 1.
This is season 1 finished. And a quick thank you to all the listeners and viewers who have made it possible. Well, yeah, made it possible, I guess. Listening, in the, putting up with our dribble.
Week in, week out.
Week in, week out. We appreciate it.
Well, I think if we were getting 0 views, how many weeks of like 0 views do you reckon you would go where you would just
That's tough. I don't know how many 0 view weeks I could do, but I'll take the 30, 50 that we're getting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we haven't checked it in a while, to be fair.
No.
But that doesn't matter.
It's
That's by the by.
It is by the by. we keep it like a loose eye on it.
Yeah.
We don't really look into it too much.
Yeah, we don't really do stats. We're
Yeah.
not stat guys.
Yeah.
Unless it's strictly, for the footy, we don't do stats.
Well, I try to, just be pretty humble about it. It's like, yeah, whatever. I got a podcast with like 60 people listen to it. So.
Yeah, like I'm a pretty fucking big deal if you ask me.
Mate, do you fucking know who I am or what?
Do you don't know? You've never heard of Barflies podcast? You never heard of it?
It's kind of
Seriously.
Imagine being that under a rock.
Oh, mate. No, I've never done that before. Thank you.
Anyway, we're here. I'm
We're
happy
here.
to be here. I think the week off often provides like a new lease on life.
Yeah.
I always come in with a bit of a
goosey into the podcast.
You could go a little goose into the podcast
Yeah,
today,
little-
for sure.
Bit of
week's
martial
rest.
magic. Yeah.
How was your sleep last night? How many hours are we talking? The Sunday night sleep to your average hospitality worker is a safe haven.
Look, I actually, last night, I was doing uni work and watching Modern Family at the same time. So I actually ended up going to bed a bit later than anticipated. Hence why we started a bit later today. Because I did sleep in maybe an hour past what I said I wouldn't.
As did I.
So it worked out quite well. But yeah, it was chill. It was a good Sunday night. How was yours? Did you have a good weekend? We've kind of had 2 weekends. I've just been going out mostly. So there's not too much to cover, but you did do something this weekend.
I did. Last weekend actually as well, because we missed the pod, I will say. I did go to a wedding.
That's right. You did. I
went to a
forgot
wedding.
about that. Yes. Do tell.
I went to a wedding. So I went to my first friend wedding ever.
Right.
As opposed to like family wedding. It's not like older cousin getting married. This is like we worked together on going to his wedding. Granted, I was a +1 of sorts. My good friends of ours, pub roaches, in a West bubble, very good friends of the groom,
Yep. That is the correct terminology for the man getting married. Yep.
Bill.
Yeah.
And when I describe Bill to people, it's like, how old is this guy? He's 24. Why is he getting married at 24? Well, those who know Bill, as do you, it kind of just makes sense.
He's eccentric.
He's like no one you'll ever meet. And he's getting, the way I described it is like he's getting married in like a rock star way, not in a Christian way. At
No.
24.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I guess so. But is that the kind of only... How else do you get married?
Well, I just mean in the terms that he's getting married so young.
Oh,
like
okay.
it'd be almost like people now when you tell it's like, oh, this guy's 24. Everyone's like, holy shit, that's young. And you're like, well,
He's doing it.
he's a different breed. This
He's
guy.
a doer.
He's a goer.
Yeah. He is a guy. Yeah.
And it was awesome. They had a band play at his wedding, dude. Tell you what, had to really hold back the tears in the
Did you?
in the vows. Yeah,
Wow.
really good stuff.
Did you? Were you a bit...
Yeah, dude.
Really?
I was like, it's not that I wasn't trying to, like, it's not that I was actively trying not to cry, but like, I think when you do feel tears come up, you kind of like instinctively just try hold them back a bit.
Don't you fucking do it?
Look, me and Jared turned to each other after it and we were like, maybe we'll all just get married next year.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Yeah, I know. Wedding season.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was sick though, and the bride looked beautiful. Bill himself obviously looked beautiful, and it was a great evening. Went with a crew of about 5
Yeah.
in the Blue Mountains.
Was in Lithgow.
It was in
that
Lithgow.
correct? Yeah.
We stayed like an hour out. Got a party bus in.
Loose.
I'll say this about party buses. Have you ever been on one where you like don't desperately need to go to the bathroom for like 80% of the trip?
Yeah, no, I would, yeah, I agree with that because you're always drinking before you even get on the party bus. So then when you have to break this, and they always do like a bit of a loop or take the longest way there, which I don't mind because they are really fucking fun. But yes, you're always busting.
Yeah.
You're always fucking busting.
Yeah. It's like pretty bold of me to get on with a beer in my hand.
Yeah,
Because like this is just gonna ruin my trip now.
I know.
And then you like get off the bus and you're like in pain and you don't even. I saw Bill and I was like, dude, I've got bigger priorities.
I've got
right
bigger
now.
fish to fry right now.
Yeah.
I know it's your special day, but I have to pee.
Look, mate, I understand you're getting married, but it's not all about you.
Yeah. Today's actually, I've got stuff as well today. I'm dealing with my own stuff today, mate.
Then after I came out of the bathroom, I was like, sorry, mate, blacked out for a second there. How you going?
Yeah, tunnel vision. Strict tunnel vision.
It was awesome. Like everyone was kind of dressed like a bit cowboy-esque.
Right.
There was a lot of cowboy hats.
Was there a theme?
Doc Martens aplenty. What are those little ties called? The cowboy ties? And they have like the shoelaces coming out of them.
Oh. I actually know this, and it's going to annoy me that I can't remember it. No, skip.
Bill had one of those on. Anyway, and a lot of the people at the party did. Actually, some of the Leagues Club
Alumni.
alumni were there. I got recognised. Remember Satch? He was best mates with Robbo, obviously. Bill's dad.
Oh.
Satch had the beard.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he'd drink
yeah,
till
yeah.
he's
yeah,
old
yeah.
on Sunday.
Yeah, okay.
He recognised me. That was kind of nice, actually. I said g'day.
Yeah.
Never had any qualms with him. I don't know if he was the best bloke to all the other staff. Honestly, I can't really remember.
But he said, hey.
I said g'day, and it was a beautiful evening.
That was great.
Funnily enough, actually, the bloke sitting opposite me went to high school with Kane and EJ,
Huh.
and he's in Bill's band.
And do you know Kane and AJ?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
He was like, I went to Pittwater High. I was like, do you know Kane and EJ? He was like, yep. I was like, they're my roommates. He's like,
Such a small world.
no
What the
way.
hell?
He lives in Campo, just up there.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
I told Kane and EJ, and Kane was like, oh yeah, of course, he's in Bill's band. And I like don't know how I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got to cover for the. It was funny because we were in this really small town outside Blackheath. It's in the Blue Mountains, and sort of as you just sort of you're away on a weekend trip, you do tasks where you go to Woolies, you go to a cafe, you're just sort of out and about in this small town, but you would see people from the inner west.
Yeah.
Like there'd be people like with like heaps of piercings and tats and like Salomons on, and you'd be like, see you tomorrow.
No, absolute giveaway.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking giveaway.
Yeah. Not blending in at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
But it was a great weekend.
Matt,
Very lovely. Happy for the
happy for the bride and
Mr. and
groom.
Mrs. Robinson.
Rate that. And then this weekend,
I went to semi-final round 2.
Yep.
Finals round 2, I should say. The semi-finals.
Eels versus the Raiders.
Yep.
Talk to me. How
Alex Blazewski, friend of the podcast, big Raiders fan.
massive Raiders fan.
Big fan of the milk drag. Well, he didn't drag us there. We were all very up and about and keen to go. Group of about 8. And the milk simply did not.
The milk was curdled.
The milk was curdled. Thank you, Xander.
Thank you.
And Parramatta, I think I kind of got caught up in the like last, what's it called? Recency bias.
Yeah.
Where Parramatta got pumped by Penrith. And then Canberra had been so hot for like the last 5 games.
Yeah.
And I kind of like discredited how good Parramatta had been all season. And I was like, oh, as soon as that game started, it was like, yep, that's right. Parramatta actually are a football side.
They can beat the good teams.
They can play. And they played.
They played.
They played. We sat behind the posts, and we were in like probably like within the first 15 rows. So the players were like really, really close to us, which was awesome. Dude, Junior Paulo, whatever they call him. Oh, that sounded really disrespectful. I just mean like however you say his name.
Cancelled.
Dude, I'm sorry about that. That was really fucking dog. His chest,
Oh, huge.
he's enormous.
Mate, he's massive.
Like his chest literally goes out. It's like a triangle. It like peeks out like that.
That's crazy.
He's got tits, dude.
He's got really.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's so
Imagine how
thick.
strong he would be.
Yeah, Jack Whiten as well.
Jack, I've always said that to you that
Yeah.
Jackie Whiten is one of the biggest boys in the NRL.
Yeah, his lats are so big. He's got wings, dude.
Have you seen Isaiah Yo's lats? What's going on there?
Did it cut out?
Yeah, and then it came back. Right. I think it's back on. I can see the little.
Let me just check. Okay. Play on for now. That might cut out in a sec. Anyway.
But yes, where were we?
Isaiah Yo's lats.
Isaiah Yo's lats, massive.
Yeah, I remember the photos of like the Panthers boys in the sheds after the grand final. And I just remember being like, Isaiah Yo's like shoulders.
Yeah. Well, no wonder he's like so good, at just like fucking decking blokes effortlessly. He just literally just like they just run into him and they fall.
Yeah. Imagine trying to get past a guy like that. And he's so long.
Yeah.
He's so long as well.
He's a big boy.
I remember like a couple of years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, sort of when he was in the early phases of his career. And he was still playing on the edge at Penrith. And the Tigers showed interest in him at some point. I think it was actually, funnily enough, when Ivan Cleary was at the Tigers. And there was very small... I don't even know if there was whispers or if it was just... I remember going like, I want
Him.
Isaiah Yo at the Tigers. And like, give it... And 3 years later, he's like the premier 13 in the game.
I know.
Because, yeah, like I said, he was like kind of like a B-grade edge back rower at the time. Like he was still just like a a nobody.
And now he is one of the best 13s in the comp.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd argue Cam Murray's back to probably being the best 13 at the moment.
Well,
He's in some serious form.
They're at 1 and 2. They're at 1 and 2. But we could save this kind of chat for the back page.
We could save this kind of chat for the back page. We don't want to bore our non
we want to stick
sport flyers with the,
yeah, exactly. We'll stick to regular scheduled programming before we get carried away, because we'll get carried away. We'll get carried away.
Talking about footy? No.
Nah, not us.
I'd say even though the podcast is the Barflies, probably only the back page really lends itself to the Barflies, to being a Barfly.
Yes. Yeah, in a way.
In a sense. So the people who aren't probably Barflies themselves.
There is a lot of usual dribble that goes on at the pub.
That is true.
Barfly.
That is also true.
But
No, it's not.
no. Okay.
Do you have anything to talk about from the weekend, or are you just ripping a tear, bit of work? Anything?
Not really. Just like work, just a bit of going out. You know how it is. A bit of the standard procedure.
Do you want to talk about your plans to get prees going this afternoon for your work Christmas party? The so-called hurdle.
Yeah. No. So work Christmas party, belated Christmas party on this afternoon. It's gonna be pretty large and in charge. There's a lot doing. A lot of people.
Why is it in September?
Because it just got delayed. But I'm not complaining because it's going to be pretty loose.
A spring Christmas party.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm about it. And the weather today is unreal. But
are you wearing a short sleeve button up and some sunnies or what?
I will be wearing sunnies. I will have a t-shirt on, but I've got like a jacket things in case it gets cold.
Yeah, okay.
But
cover all bases.
Yeah, just trying to J up the troops, and just met with one comment that was just like, you know, not accelerating the vibes, not meaning to, you know, put a hurdle in the works, but for all those who like to drum up a good prees, and you're trying to get the motions moving, trying to get the wheels turning,
trying to get the soldiers in line.
Yeah, trying to like get, you know, build a bit of anticipation, and you know, someone saying, what if we drink too much at prees, usually takes that kind of acceleration out of the process.
Yeah.
You know, fair point. What if you do? I feel like that's exclusively a you problem. But on a cracking day like today, you just get around it.
Also, mate, it's the work Christmas party.
Yeah, like
that is probably the time of year where you're supposed to drink too much at prees.
You are supposed to drink too much and embarrass yourself. That is pretty much like what everyone tells you to do at a Christmas party. You know, make an absolute fool of yourself.
In front of all your co-workers and your boss.
Yeah, like that is what you're supposed to do. So, you know, just let destiny decide, all right?
Do you reckon, like, at the Leagues Club when we were there, like, the admin and stuff were like, they would talk about who's going to fucking get the most pissed and like, who's going to make a fool of themselves? Yeah. They'd be like, mate, fucking Xander, mate.
I reckon I was pretty high on the list every time. To be fair, I didn't usually.
I don't think I ever did either.
No, I wasn't too bad. But like,
do you remember the first one we went to?
With the magic and then the magician?
Yeah.
Yes, that was so funny. That was at the Skiff Club.
Yeah.
And they were like, we've got something for you guys. And then it was magician.
They brought a magician out at our work Christmas party, and just quietly, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and everyone was like beforehand going like, the fucking magician, like this is the stupidest thing we've ever heard. Like, who are we? What are we, 5? And then he came and we were like, it's pretty sick actually.
Yeah.
He was pretty good, and he was giving out his rabbit to everyone to hold.
Yeah. There was this one trick that he did. I don't know if you remember. He had a picture or a painting with a bird on it, and he faked it at the crowd. He did like a pump fake to the crowd, and a bird flew out of the picture.
I remember that.
And landed on, I think it was my leg actually.
Yeah.
I think I was in the front middle, and it landed on my leg.
Wow.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
Dude, magic, he's pretty sick.
To be fair, that is good magic and makes you go, all right, maybe it is real.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Maybe magic is real.
Maybe it's fucking real.
But that same night, just before you move on real quick, sorry to jump in, this story's just come to my mind. It's quite amusing.
Yeah, okay.
One of our co-workers of Nick fame, or was it Nick or Connor or both, tried to run across a set of kayaks in the in the like in
that
the
was
bay.
Connor. That was
It was
Connor.
Connor. So
In the wharf.
yeah,
Yes.
I hope
yeah.
he's listening because I think Maddie actually used to listen to the
Yeah.
pod. I hope they're listening.
Yes, I do
Um,
remember this.
Connor tried to run across a set of kayaks,
Like a mooring of kayaks. There was like 8 or 10 of them.
and then fell in, naturally fell into the water, fully clothed, shoes on. No one knew this happened, by the way. He did this in front of one person, so it wasn't like to be a show off.
No.
He did it like as a challenge.
Because it's funny.
Connor was like the kind of guy that, like,
He would
if
just-
you would dare him to do something or bet him to do something, he would always do it.
He was one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
He got in trouble because he used to, every time someone new got hired, he'd make them do a shot of bitters behind the bar. And like a lot of people don't know, bitters is like 42% alcohol.
It tastes like shit.
Anyway,
Tastes like Betadine mouthwash.
so we all congregated on the ferry over to the city after, you know, the Christmas party antics. And someone goes, Connor, why are you dripping wet?
I remember that. And he's like, I ran across a couple of kayaks. I fell in and be like, what the fuck?
It's like, did you have your phone in your pocket? He's like, yeah, it's sunk to the bottom. I don't have it anymore. Dude, Connor made it to the casino that night and got in.
Oh,
He got into the cast that
what
night.
a weapon.
So,
Honestly, what a weapon.
shout out, Connor. Hope you're listening. Hope you're well, mate.
Love that bloke.
Um,
Oh, that's gold.
anyway, sorry, your work.
Yeah, but it should be good. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But yeah, no, should be good.
Is it at the skiff? Oh, no, it's at the
No,
boaty.
it's at the it's at Chelly. So I'm pretty fucking keen. But something else happened to me during the week. Another Airpods incident. Actually, 2 uni incidents during the week. It wasn't 2 plays at. One of them happened last week, and it almost brought out the inner George Costanza in me. I was not happy, and I have not been too chuffed about it since. I found someone's AirPods in the chute that we're in, and I was like, yep, picked them up, and someone's AirPods, gave them to the tutor. I'm like, I just found these on the ground, like, blah, blah, blah. And then someone was like, people were watching me hand them up. And the tutor's like, all right, these have just been handed in, like, whose are they? Like, hold them up. And this girl who's kind of sitting in front of me, she's like, oh, they're actually mine, like, they're my boyfriend's. I'd, like, just dropped them. Thank you. And then, well, she didn't say thank you to me. She was going, oh, thanks for giving them back, blah, 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 to the but she's talking to the tutor at this point because I'm walking back to my table. And then she's talking to the tutor and going, oh, it's so great that, you know, you gave them back to me, you know, blah, blah, blah. This is going on for like 2 minutes of praise for the tutor. And then she just goes, then she stops talking and then she turns to me and goes, oh, yeah, thanks. It's like, I was the one who fucking found them. Not her. I was the one that found them and handed them in. And I get an oh, thanks.
Yeah. Oh,
Man, I just saved you $300 in some shame, you know? I was rattled. I was like sitting there kind of being like, you dickhead. Like how?
fuck you. I should have pocketed them.
Like what kind of thank you is that? I just saved you some serious cash and some trouble.
Yeah. And potentially a domestic with your boyfriend.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I've been kind of thinking of how I can get some sort of revenge.
On this girl.
Well, like, it's not good. You shouldn't, you know, yeah. I'm not usually this petty, but I just feel like, you know, I'm owed a hero's thank you.
What would,
Just like a genuine thank you.
like a handshake?
Not even a handshake. Just like a thank you very much for finding my AirPods.
It just had to be genuine.
Just genuine.
You're not even asking for much.
I
at
don't
all.
even want, I literally want that. But if not, you know,
What would George do?
revenge. But he would also want the apology first.
He would want the apology.
But if it was George, he would already have started the revenge, and then he would get the apology, but then the revenge would happen immediately after. However, I'm not sure what I'll do. I think they have a group project coming up, so we'll see. I think maybe I'll ask them some real fucked question afterwards. I don't know. I probably won't. I'll probably let it go, but it was worth noting.
I'm not too adept in like the uni environment at all, so I can't even really offer a point of view on how to.
To be fair, I'm not petty. I just, you know, it's like just like a manners thing.
Yeah, it's common courtesy.
And there was just another time at uni actually that this was a while ago, but we were doing this project for the whole term, and then 4 weeks before the project's due, like our idea was like the only one in the class doing it, like original idea, and this one group was doing something else. And then coincidentally enough, with 4 weeks left and our one's clearly the best, they change theirs to what ours is. Our group chat's going, they just fucking stole our idea, blah, 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 blah. And every week you have to do an update on the project in front of the whole class. And it was on Zoom at this point. And they do theirs. And I was like, I'm just going to pick this thing apart. And then so the teacher's like, any questions? And I was just like, yeah, I got a question. I can't remember what I asked him, but it was very bitchy.
Yeah.
It was just very
nice
to pigeonhole him in a bad spot. And then the cheat
nice.
she was trying to answer the question. And the cheat was like, all right, I think that's enough questions. Sweet. We'll go.
I've actually got another. I got one more question. I got one more.
I've actually got a handful of more questions. Why did you steal our idea?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't the red bit petty, but
Dude, that's funny as.
yeah.
Did you actually pick apart the
Yes.
the framework and the construction of their actual assignment?
Parts of it? Yes.
No.
Yes. I did.
That's good stuff from
Yeah.
you.
I just saw red. I just saw red
Yeah,
mist.
what happens, mate? That happens.
I was cooped up in the house all day, and then that happens during
Yeah.
COVID, mate. Not getting away with it. But no. Yeah. I don't mean. Yeah. We'll move on. It's not a good color. It's not a good color on me. But
No, it's not. It's not.
it gets the better of you sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Can't help yourself.
I had a similar situation on the way. This is actually a very niche story, but my roommate was dating a girl, and this girl stole one of his jumpers.
Dun,
Right.
dun, dun.
Stole one of his jumpers. Her story is her sister took it when she went away, and she's just been very vague about the whole thing.
Right.
So EJ's going dude, she's fucking got my jumper. She says her sister took it. I don't even care. I just want my fucking jumper back, dude. It's the least you could do. And this girl's sister came into my work on the weekend. I knew it was her sister because they look exactly the fucking same.
Right.
And I was so close to being she would have had no idea who I was.
yeah.
But I was so close to being you got EJ's jumper?
Shut up.
Anyway, my coworker actually is friends with her.
Yeah.
So I was like, can you go and ask her to give EJ's jumper back? And she's like, oh, you know about that? And I was like, fucking oath I know about it. And she was like, she took the jumper away to her friend's house in Newcastle and left it there. But you can't tell EJ.
Oh.
And I was like, mate, you bet your ass I went home and told EJ.
I cannot guarantee. You're just I cannot guarantee that will be kept secret.
This same coworker, by the way, has absolutely picked me apart during the week.
Yeah.
I'm in a situation at the moment where I'm in a new cohort of friends, right?
Yeah.
A new cohort of young people that are adept in, media and the likes. And I had a conversation with one of them the other day, talking about how much I love the sound of my own voice, etc. And one of the quotes out of her mouth was, "You should start your own podcast. You'd be really fucking good at that." And I was like,
"Do you reckon?"
I was like, oh,
Nah, probably not. I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
But honestly,
not really my thing.
I'm absolutely dreading the day that it comes up. I'm dreading the day that
just
it comes
because it'll
up.
be a big thing.
It'll just be a thing. It'll be like, oh, God, you got a podcast. What's it called, mate? What's it called? Can I listen to it? I'm like, oh, my God.
No, you can't. You actually can't listen to it.
Sorry.
No, you're actually not allowed to.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know if they'd be able to find it. They probably would be able to.
Yeah. Because I don't really talk about it that much.
We
usually.
don't. It's kind of like, I'm happy to talk about, we've spoken about this.
Yeah.
We speak about it often. I'm happy to talk about it when people come up to us. And me and you talk about it a lot.
But you just sound like such a dick if you just try and work it into a conversation somehow. Because
Yeah.
then you would be like the stereotype.
Yeah. And people take the piss out of us for this. They'll be like, fuck off, you guys talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because you bring it up.
Yeah.
We'll never be like, oh, did you listen to the new app this week, mate?
Yeah, listen, mate.
You listen to episode?
You guys you're my good mate and you haven't listened to it. Really?
What do you mean?
I thought we were friends.
Wait, you mean you didn't find an hour to listen to our podcast this
Yeah,
week?
like you didn't take time out of your own to listen to it. Yes.
Ah, sweet. Guess you hate me. That's
Yeah,
cool, man.
no
Yeah, I
worries.
remember that. That's all cool.
No, I won't take it that personally. Like, it's all right. It's all cool. No.
Anyway.
But yeah, I remember when I remember when my found out because they were like, "Oh, I saw you on TikTok,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah." That's how
Yeah.
they all found out, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
But just owned it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'll own it when they find out. I'll have to absolutely run with it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, no.
It's not me. Nah, wrong bloke. That's the wrong bloke.
Wrong bloke.
It's not me, mate. It's
Looks
not
like you.
How can that be me? I know it's my house. You know, he looks exactly like me, but it's not me. I guarantee you.
Anyway.
Alas.
Shout out to the Barflies podcast.
Shout out Union Hotel. Another uni situation. Sorry, this was the second situation. This was fucked.
Later on.
Okay. This was one of the most cooked things that ever happened to me. So I was at uni, got a coffee. It was lukewarm. It was cold in my eyes. And I was like,
Precursor here. You love really hot coffee.
that's true. I don't ask for extra hot though.
Okay.
But
You should.
But I do like it hot.
Yeah.
But this was cold, okay? This was cold.
Not on.
And this is the one I always go to at uni. I've got the loyalty card, got bulk stamps, a couple of free coffees already. And I was going, do I go back and ask for it to be remade? I was like, it's just like a latte. It's an oat latte or something. I was like, you know what? I bought so much stuff here. I'm going back. I know how to ask nicely. I'll go and ask. So I go back. I went, is it okay just to have this like heated up, blah, blah, blah. They said, yep. Got it back, took a sip. It was scalding hot. And I was just like, I kind of smiled and laughed because I was just like, she's obviously just went, fuck you, and made it as hot as possible.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah, which is fair. And I would do the same thing. So that's why I was laughing. and I had a handshake. I was having a little Arvo snack because I had cricket training once I had to get home. And I had a handshake croissant and I was sitting there on the like outside bit, had my bag on the ground and I was sitting on this like little ledge and I just had a sip of the coffee. I put the coffee down on top of the bag that the ham cheese croissant came in and I'm just having a bit of a munch and then this gust of wind comes and then I just hear like a plop on the ground and I was like, what's that? And I look down and I just see the coffee streaming out of the lid on top of my uni bag. It's got like all these notes, like paper notes, laptops in there. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh fuck. Handshake on, hits the deck, goes down. I'm just like pulling everything out, taking the coffee away. And like there's coffee like all over my laptop and I'm like, fuck this. If this breaks because of this scenario, this is just not on.
Yeah.
Luckily I had a roll of toilet paper in my bag that was unaffected by the coffee. So I was like, when I was scraping the coffee away and I had to throw out like notes that had been written on and like, because I like to write on loose leaves of the A4 paper.
Which actually gives me anxiety, but yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. And it's like, there's probably like, it was probably like an inch thick of paper that I just had to throw out. It was wrecked. Irretrievable.
Do you see two things here that you should never do again?
What?
One, never ask for your coffee to be remade.
That's true.
You can never go back. You can never do it again.
No.
The universe literally just threw it straight back in your face afterwards.
It literally did.
And two, just don't write on A4 paper. That's what a book is for. It has cardboard on the outside in case you spill coffee on it.
But I like the idea that if I stuff something up, I can just scrunch it up and throw it away.
You can also just rip the page out of your book if you do
No,
that.
but it's always messy when you do that, and it leaves like it's a very uneven tear every time, and it wigs me out. I don't like it.
I can tear really neat. I'll show you how to do
Yeah,
it.
I can. I'm good at ripping and tearing in other ways, but not out of A4 booklets.
Nice.
Thank you. And so I just, it really put a dampener on the afternoon, like. And then I had to drive. I was driving home from the city and I had my laptop open in the front seat next to me to air out and I had the windows just down, just hoping it was sweet. Laptop's okay. The cursor button is a bit fucked, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Play on.
But it was very inconvenient. It was
It's
just
really annoying.
It was just unnecessary.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, I wasn't happy in any capacity.
That hot coffee was a real wet blanket on your afternoon.
It was a wet blanket. But later that night, I went down to do the return and earn for the fam. The collection of all the bottles and whatnot.
Okay.
Went and did the return and earn, and I had an encounter that was, interesting to say the least.
Sure.
So I'm doing my return and earn, and I've got a couple of stray bottles that don't fit or don't get accepted. As I'm returning and earning, I hear this bike pull up and this bike's got like a couple bags on the side of it full of cans, and the bloke riding it was what you kind of, you know, he was a bit odd. It was what you think like a return and earner would look like the hardcore ones. You know, longish hair, glasses, bit of a big bopper, and he was like got off the bike, kind of give each other a nod, and he goes, first thing he says is, "Are those couldn't get those in?" To the pile of the ones on the side that I couldn't get in, and I was like, "Oh, these." I was like, "Oh yeah. I couldn't get him, so I'm just gonna take him home." He's like, "I can get him in. I can get anything in there." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Doesn't matter what it is. Shampoo bottle, milk carton, as long as it fits through, I can get it in." I was saying, "Okay," and he's like, "Would you like me to show you?" In my mind, I was going, I do have things to do at home, but I also want to see where this ends up because this could be quite funny.
Yeah.
So I'm going, yes, I would love to see. I would love to see how you do that. Please show me. So he's like, I learned this from a South African guy that was actually in jail for attempted murder on his dad. He's actually a pretty good bloke. He's pretty funny, but he taught me this 6 months ago. And I was like, all right, sweet, bit of backstory. Love that.
Yeah.
And he's like, pardon me. He goes, so what you want to do, and then he gets out this separate bag where he has like flattened down Coke bottles and water bottles and stuff that just have the barcode on them. And he goes, so what you want to do is you want to get your item that you can't scan, right? You want to put the barcode, and he's telling me like the science behind how the barcodes scan them. He's like, if you put it here, more likely to get the barcode scanned. If you put it here, less likely. I'm going, okay. I didn't know there's actually this much to it, but it's, you know, it's happening. And he goes, so what you want to do is so the barcode that you want to scan, right, you put at the top and you scan it really quickly and pull it out. And then the thing that you want to put in, you try and disguise the barcode on that or scratch it off and you put it in just immediately after it's been scanned. And that way it'll just accept it and you get your 10 cents. Pretty groundbreaking stuff. Probably shouldn't be sharing this with the public. Shouldn't be public knowledge.
No.
But he's like, but the action of him going like really quick, like, right, ready, watch this, and shaking goes, see, and then he pointed at the screen, look at that, see, it works. Told you, I can get anything in there, mate. I was going, oh, sweet.
That is awesome.
And he did. I had like about 10, and I was like, well, mate, I got to go. And when I said I had to go, he was genuinely like upset.
Really?
He was like, "Oh, you have to leave." I was like, "Yeah, I got uni work to do. Sorry, mate." He's like, "Oh, all right." He was about to like ask me to go get a beer or something. But it was interesting.
So did he bring like bonus bottles from home to scan if need be?
Yeah, he has them on him at all times.
I
and he
thought
does
the
it. And
scan would only work once.
No. Obviously not.
Okay.
Yeah. But he was like saying to me, he's like, mate, most people don't have the patience for this, but you seem like you're pretty smart as well. You'd be able to figure it out. I was like, thank you very much.
Well, toilers recognise other toilers, mate.
He knew what I was about. He knew I was a hustler. He knew what was going on.
Yeah, mate. He knows you're a wheeler and dealer, mate.
Yeah, mate. We're on wheeler and dealer, mate. We both had a mutual understanding. But yeah, that's an absolute hack for anyone that cares. It was honestly. I wish I got a video of it because it was like I thought it was going to fail, and it actually worked. I know because I just thought he's going to do this, and it's just going to not work at all. He's just dribbling. But then it actually worked. And I was like, oh, fuck. He actually's on something.
Also, you kind of glance over the fact that like an ex-felon taught him this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was just, but it was just like a glancing statement.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I got told this South African guy was in jail for attempted murder.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet.
Tried to kill his dad, but it's no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Actually, quite a nice
You
bloke.
can get a milk carton into anything.
Yeah.
Mate.
Just like, at the same time, I was like, this is weird. Like, this is a very weird scenario. I was also thinking, what a fucking legend. He got me an extra $1. You know?
Yeah, it's good.
So,
what a good guy.
Good guy, bit odd, but, you know, was an interesting experience nonetheless.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually have a story that's come to mind from work this week.
Okay.
Because, me and my friends like to talk about the ick. I think we've spoken about this before. We like to talk about the ick, and I think it's funny when guys do really dumb things that give people the ick.
Like what?
Well, Sander, thank you for asking. Because I gave myself the ick at work
What did
the
you
other
do?
day. And I mean, you know me, the people that are close to me know what I'm like at work. I pride myself on being like a bit of a legend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can carry like 2 massive stacks of glasses,
I
like
can fucking do
really sharp, like really good bartender. Like, pride
Yeah.
myself on my trade,
On your excellence.
on my excellence, you
Yeah.
know. And I'll like make it well known to people as well.
Yeah, you're lippy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this thing that I did made me look like that I'd been working for a bar for like a week.
Yeah. What did you do?
So there's a band on, and when there's a band on, we don't serve glasses. We use plastic schooners, wine glasses, etc. For obvious reasons. So I'm dealing with, different artillery than I normally would be.
Yeah.
Different shaped glasses and
Yeah.
the likes. So I've gone to pick up a bunch of like short glasses that are used for G&Ts and the likes. And in my mind, I'm pretty sure these glasses stack. In fact, I'm quite confident that they do.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've
who
got-
makes glasses that don't stack? Who does
Exactly.
that?
Exactly
Who
right.
does that?
Idiots. And I've already got, because they're plastic glasses, you can carry heaps more. So I've already got 2 stacks in one arm. And then I'm using my left hand to stack like 6 of these short glasses, and I'm just going to carry them sort of away
so.
from my body in
Yeah.
like there's only 6, so it's quite a short pile.
Short stack.
I've gone to pick up these glasses, instantly tumbled on the floor everywhere. 6 glasses on the floor.
That's not
And there's
good.
like 3 people sort of in the corner watching the band, like about me this far away from each other. And they've gone, oh shit, and they've helped me pick them back up. I've gone, thanks guys. No worries. I've put down one of my big stacks and I've added the small stack to my right hand, just to be more safe. I've started walking back to the bar. They've started to fall, but I've kept my composure, walked back to the corner I came from to try and get them back on the table. They've fallen again in front of the same people. And I've gone, guys, no, don't worry about it. I'll get them. Like, don't worry. Like, stay seated. The band's still playing while this is going on. So I've gone back, dropped everything at this point, dropped everything back at the bar, and I've gone back 2 free hands. And I've gone, I'll stack these 6 glasses in my right hand against my body. There's simply no way that they can fall.
Yeah.
So I've done that, stacked them up, and then I've gone to pick up like a wine glass, like a tall glass, and one other thing that I can all carry with one hand pretty easily. I got the 6 glasses under my other hand. Literally a second after, I turn. They've fallen again.
What's going on?
And these people would have been watching me like, he's not going to try that again.
Yeah.
Is he? Surely not for the 3rd time is he going to try that.
This guy's gonna go on break or something. He's cooked.
Yeah.
What's he doing? He can't be working here.
And it was late at this point. It would have been like 11:30, 12. It's
Yeah.
like midnight-ish, so I'm tired. And these people have gone, like, they like kind of would have been like rolled their eyes. I don't think they did, but they like in their mind they would have been like, there's no way. And they've gone to get up off their stools. I literally touched this guy on the leg. I was like, mate, don't. It's fine. I'm an idiot.
I've earned this.
I'm an actual idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sometimes
after-
you just have an off night. Sometimes you have an off night, mate.
And I honestly, to those people, they would have been like, he's been working in a bar for a week, and that really crippled me to my core. I went to a party straight after that. Jesse's just down near the Bolo, and I had to tell people as soon as I got there, I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah,
you know?
that's just it's a traumatic experience, man.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
share that.
Um,
You got to share it amongst friends.
Anyway, sorry to the people at work that had to witness that.
That's just an atrocity.
Yeah, it's really bad, really poor stuff. I was hoping they'd come up to the bar so we could kind of joke about it. We could kind of be like, oh, sorry, Saturday night, really tired, it happens. They'd be
That's
like,
right.
yeah, mate, no worries.
It's like at mine, if like you go and try and like someone's order's wrong, whether it's like the chefs or like someone's put it through wrong on the till or they think they've ordered something else, like could be a variety of factors. And you go and you're like, oh, no worries, I'll get the order sorted for you. And you go and you like try and sort out what it was. And then you get it back and it's like still wrong. And then someone takes it out. Then you go, fuck, this is still wrong. And then you're like, take it back. You're like, guys, this is still wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on. And then fix it and they take it out. And they're like, oh, where's my, and they'll be like, oh, where's my coffee though? And you're like, oh, fuck, this is just getting worse. It always snowballs. And stuff
it
like that
does.
happens. They're
It
just,
does.
they always, when one thing starts to go wrong like that, it's just a snowball effect for the next like 10 minutes where everything fucking goes wrong.
Yeah.
It never not happens.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. And when you honestly start to just get like embarrassed and ashamed by the time you're back at that table for the 4th time.
Yeah, and you're like, I am actually, you're also like, stop apologizing. You're like,
Because
I don't know.
they don't want to hear you apologize. They're like, "Where's my coffee?" You're like, "I'll get it."
Yeah. So
You don't. It's just head down. I'll get it.
Yeah. Let me sort it out for
Yeah,
you.
let me
Just
sort it
like
out for you.
Figure up. Yeah. I'm
Just
there.
sometimes you don't need to say. It's just yeah.
Yeah. No worries. Tell you
Okay.
what. I'll tell you what. I'm not even going to segue this. I got to come clean with something.
Okay.
The last couple of weeks on the radio, there's been 2 songs by the much criticised band Imagine Dragons that I've absolutely loved. And when they come on, I turn them up and I'm happy about it. And I'm proudly saying now, for those 2 Imagine Dragons songs, they're actually quite good.
Do you know what they're called? Are they new songs?
I don't know if they're new.
Imagine
I don't know
Dragons
their
still-
names. I don't know their names because I haven't transferred them to listening to them on Spotify yet. But when they come on the radio, I go, "Oh, yeah, this is actually a fucking bit of a track."
What's the Is it new? Imagine Dragons still releasing music?
Well, I think
it must
so.
be new stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but mate, I'm for it.
Well, Radioactive.
It's not radioactive,
But when that
when that
was
came out,
big,
that was massive. But I don't really like that song.
you
but
would have when you were 14, surely. No.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Yeah, neither, man. Hey.
But these 2, fuck, I got to figure out what they're called. But they'll be song of the week next week. But they're tracks.
Yeah,
It's quite
awesome.
lit.
You'll have to circle back to that for sure.
Yeah, I'll circle back.
Did I tell you that thing? How like the tongue thing became a thing at my work? You know how we go like that?
Yeah.
One
Mate,
of-
we started that, and
It's-
it is infectious
fucking
because
infectious.
everyone loves doing it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like one of my bosses. So I think I've told you there's 3 brothers around this pub. One of them came up to me. He was drinking after work with a few of my other co-workers while I was still on shift. He comes up to me and he goes, "Cody, can I have a stone and wood, and can you do the tongue thing?"
Yeah,
And I'm going, "Is this like?" Because I don't notice that I do it.
yeah.
I must just do it.
We just do it
My other co-workers,
because we always do it when we talk to each other. We just say something, and like stick our tongue out and just fucking keep talking.
And dude, the thing about the tongue thing is like you can when you're backed into a corner, it works. Like when someone's attacking you and
Yeah.
you're in a corner, you can just go.
You just stick your tongue out. It's back foot defense.
When you've made a really bad joke,
Stick your tongue out. It happens a lot.
covers your ground.
Yeah. Or when you say something good.
Yeah.
At literally any point in time.
Or if
can
you
use
say
it.
my favorite one is when you say something like really, really sarcastic.
Yeah.
And it takes the other person like a second to clock and they go like, "What?" And then they look at you and you've already got your tongue out. You're just
That
sitting
is
there-
the best one. That's
They'll
the
go
best
like-
one.
They'll like turn their head and go, "What?" And they'll look at you and you're just standing there going.
Yeah.
Anyway, my boss fucking absolutely loves it.
Oh,
and like
geez.
every shift since, like we'll be joking and he'll just start going.
Yeah, fucking oath.
It's absolutely caught on.
Mate, I'm not sure which one of us started it.
I think it's probably just been a barflies sort of.
Yeah, I think we just. I don't know.
I think it's evolved. Because I think it started with you going, "Nah,"
Yeah.
and then it started with like,
Yeah.
I started
okay.
going like that.
Yeah, true.
Real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
The bar lizards.
Mate, we're trendsetters, mate. What can you say?
That's whatever.
We're fucking trendsetters.
Yeah,
mate.
we do what we can, man.
We do what we can. We do what we will.
And if the people want to run with it, the people want to run with it.
Yeah. And
We're not going to stop them.
I'll never stop them. Don't stop not stopping.
Don't stop, not stop.
Never stop.
Never stop.
Don't stop.
Where are we at? Oh, okay. Let's do our Instagram account of the week.
Yes.
Instagram account of the week. Segment introduced 2 weeks ago, a long time ago. I don't know if you guys can remember. Bolo Carpet Appreciation from the top. This week, I'd like to highlight the Instagram account, Sneaky Faces.
Ooh. Explain.
Sneaky Faces is simply a post made by the admin, maybe once or twice a week of like an inanimate object that looks like a smiley face.
Yeah.
It could be the middle console of your car.
Cheeky objects, would you say?
Well, I think the fact that they look like smiley faces makes them cheeky.
Yeah, okay.
In essence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Usually it's just 2 things that resemble eyes. They only have to be circles.
Yeah.
And then something that emanates a smiley face.
Right.
It could be like an accidental pattern on your eggs in the morning that looks like a little smiley face.
Nice.
Could be anything.
Are they like? Is the page a mix between like funny and people trying to be genuinely wholesome?
No, there is absolutely no context to it. It is a post with no caption.
So they're all random.
It's super random.
Right.
Super random.
I could get on board with that.
Yeah, it could be a little, drop of water on the floor that's accidentally looked like a little smiley face.
I could get on board with this.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
There's no caption. There's no one trying to be funny. It's just like
It is what it is.
it's absolute comedy in its rawest and most true form.
It's art.
It's art.
It's art.
It's absolutely
That's
art.
That's art.
Give Sneaky Faces a follow. It will simply not make your day any worse.
That's a great selling point.
Sneaky Faces sells itself, mate.
Yeah, lovely. There we go. Nice.
Shout out Sneaky Faces.
Shout out.
Where are we at?
We're at 50 minutes. That's a lot.
Are we going to address Nat Geo Barflies / conspiracy theories this week, or are we?
It's not on this week just because
Is it a temporary on the shelf?
we just didn't have time this week because I've got to go after this in haste.
Well, like we mentioned, we missed a whole episode last week. We're so busy.
Yeah. So I didn't have time to do that this week.
Look, we got managers in our ears all the time. We got
Yeah.
things to do,
People to see.
people to see.
We
And,
we're
we
up
try to
and about.
please the people to the best of our
We're up
ability.
and
but-
about. We're up and about. All right? Live with it. Do you just want to hit back page?
We can hit back. Let's hit
We
back.
get
page.
back page.
There's a lot to talk about this week.
There is a lot. Because firstly,
We'll do NRL at the bottom.
yeah, okay. Firstly, we'll talk about this. We've only kind of got two main points today. Firstly, we'll talk about Aaron Finch. Secondly, we're going to talk about finals footy. So that could take a while. But Aaron Finch retired, long-time serving Australian one-day captain and one-day T20 legend Aaron Finch after a spate of poor form, really, which is a shame because he's like quite well liked, I feel like, in the public sphere. I really like him myself. He's a great captain, but, as good as a captain as he is, his just performances weren't cutting it maybe the last year or so. And as a result, he's retired before the World Cup. I think which is a good call because having such a good legacy at the moment, you'd hate to go into a World Cup that you're defending and then play poorly and feel like you're not contributing to the success of the team.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. But yeah, sad nonetheless. Legend.
Yeah. It's you never know, you never really want to see someone, and it's kind of unfair to say like a low, but like you say, it's not the best run of form.
No.
And you always like to see people retire. Like they talk about it a lot in rugby league. It's like you never want to play a year too long. And I'm not saying that's what Aaron Finch has done. I'm just saying
You don't want to do that.
the best possible scenario is retiring on a high.
Mm.
And unfortunately, that doesn't happen for everyone.
No, it does not. But I feel like in some ways it's happened for him. Like within the last year, they won the T20 World Cup for the first time, which is huge. So yeah, I'm happy that he's going to be moving on, I guess. But shame that we're losing such a legend of the game for Australia.
Well, this is our tip of the hat to his career.
Yes, and I don't know who's going to be the next captain though, because there's a lot of chat. To be fair, it should actually be Dave Warner because he is a captain for T20 teams in the IPL. He's won IPLs. Like he's genuinely good cricket brain for the T20. Smithy's also good. I think it should be one of those two.
Do you think?
I don't know if it should be Cummins for the one days. I just don't think he's as tactically nuanced in the one day as T20, as experienced as
Okay.
Smithy or Warner. Should be one of those two.
That was my question. How common is it that the captain is the captain of both? Is that what it normally is?
No, it's actually not that. Like for the T20 and stuff, it changes
Okay.
because it's so different in the test. Like that's like the apex
What about like
level.
ODIs and stuff?
Yeah, ODI and T20 usually have the same captain.
Okay.
But it is different in some ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Because sometimes it's just like that player is genuinely better or more adapted to that format
Yeah.
than in the test, so that therefore they get the nod.
I think from the so I'd still sort of call myself an outsider in the cricket world. Giving it to Smudge seems like the sort of the obvious choice. I think obviously someone as tactically adept as he would be,
Yeah.
just in the cricketing world in general. And I think he's sort of worked hard after the incident a couple of years ago to get back to where he is now.
Yeah.
It's almost not that he's earned it, but like he loves the nation.
Yeah, I
he
know.
fucking loves the
And
nation.
he is a great captain. It's like like you can even see as the vice captain of the team. Like he's pretty switched on. Like,
Yeah.
he knows.
For sure.
Like there's videos of him literally going like this. You can see him like signaling to the bowler where to bowl, and then like the next ball they like get a wicket.
Yeah.
And you're like, this guy's a freak.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would like to see Warner or Smith be captain. I think if Warner was captain or Smith was, it would also make them play way better.
Yeah.
So, which would be cool.
Mm.
But yeah, that World Cup starts soon actually, so it's on the horizon.
Well, the footy is coming to a close.
It's wrapping up.
I as much as I love finals footy, I'm saddened that
It's
I
bittersweet.
can't sit down
It's
on
bittersweet.
it. It is bittersweet. It's the perfect word for it. That I'm no longer sitting down on a Thursday night or a Saturday arvo to watch some
Rugby league.
some rugby league, and it sucks, but
It does suck. Finals for just before we get into the finals for the rugby league, Swans game on Saturday. For anyone who didn't watch it, nail biter. I was watching it, and as I was watching it, when they were about 20, 30 points up, 3 people walked past the screen going, "Oh, they'll win this." Each time they did it, I shook my head, going, why would you say that? Why would you say that? That is like the worst thing you can say in any sporting game when your team that you're supporting is winning. It just made me go, come on.
yeah.
And then when I reckon they would have lost. There was like another couple of seconds.
Oh,
It was over.
even
was-
one more minute.
Yeah,
The momentum was just like.
overpowering. Brought them to a standstill.
I think I looked at it at one point and they were 6 goals ahead.
Yeah,
They were up by 36 points.
yeah.
And I was like, I was one of those people. I was like, there's no way.
But someone was telling me, and I did tell you this before the pod, that the Pies have won 11 games by 2 goals or less this season.
Yeah.
So and they've had quite a few notable comebacks as well. Very kind of famously knocking out Carlton in the last round on the last kick of the game to put themselves in the top 4 and knock Carlton out of the top 8.
Yeah.
So they've kind of got a habit of doing it. So, but they came like 17th. They came like near the bottom of the ladder last year.
The Pies?
The Pies, and then
Wow.
this year they've been brought back to the fray.
Is there 18 in the AFL?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they were at the bottom somewhere last year. I was reading about it. So good effort.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good stuff. We were all at work. The pub was going off at work. It's an AFL pub, dude. I think the Inner West just like is more focused on AFL than NRL, which is super interesting.
I reckon it would depend what pub you're in. Maybe it's just certain pubs are.
No, but the overwhelming like thing, and when I talk to people, like it's the first sort of the main sport is AFL.
Yeah.
Because on the northern beaches, AFL is like
It's got a small following.
very small compared to the rugby league.
Yeah. Very.
You go in a group of friends, 7 of them will be
Yeah. No, you're right.
leagueies, and the one AFL guy will probably also like league.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're
So it's
right.
like, but it's super interesting. Anyway, the pub went off. I was like into it. I didn't even like AFL, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely going to be watching the grand final.
Well, they'll be versing Geelong in the grand final. So that means if Sydney beat Geelong, that means they would have had to beat all the top 4 teams to win the title this year. Because that means they beat Demons, they came second. They beat the Pies, who came 4th. And then if they beat Geelong, who came first, it means that makes them the true outright. Well, not only beating them in the grand final, but that makes them like the outright.
And didn't Geelong pump Brisbane?
Yeah, they smashed them.
I would argue that like the Swans playing a really tight game is sort of the better headspace to be in.
Well, it's like playing, yes, but then also you played your final. It's almost like playing your grand final before your final.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I remember the GWS, the game before the grand final where they versed Richmond. They played like a really tight game. It was a massive game, like really close. And then when they got to the grand final, they got absolutely rolled by Richmond.
Yeah.
But it was like because they'd already
Used
played
so
that
much
grand
energy.
final.
Yeah. So it really could go either way.
Yeah.
But you do. I've on the other hand have seen. I can't obviously think of anything off the top of my head at the moment, but you see where people have easy runs into the final. It's
Yeah.
almost like I think the Sharks, you could say,
Yeah.
had sort of like a really easy run, and when they had to come and play a really tough game,
They didn't.
Souths have played a bunch of tough games over the last sort of 6 weeks.
They're ready to go.
and they're ready to go. So could go either way. We'll see.
True. There you go.
That is exactly the point of it, that it could go either way.
Oh, well, pumped. It came to that grand final, so I hope plenty of people are watching.
Yes.
Finals footy, NRL.
Oh, we could talk about this.
Okay, so now Latrell Mitchell always said he's a gun, always have, always will. I was reading stuff where people think he could be the first $2 million player in the NRL.
I don't think the salary cap affords it, but he's certainly playing. He's certainly playing
You know,
above his weight at the moment.
he is playing sensational. So good.
I heard a thing the other day. It's like some players play better when they're angry,
Yeah.
and Latrell seems just like really angry at the moment.
Yeah. But it's like controlled aggression.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, it's like measured. It's measured aggression.
Yeah,
It's not like he's going. It's not reckless.
No.
It's just like
he's on the front foot. Like
purpose.
Yeah.
He's like everything he's doing. He's like there's purpose. There's intent.
he's confident in himself. He's confident in the team. Like he's the fittest he's ever been.
And everyone was saying that when he was coming back. Everyone was saying like, well, I know we were saying like,
yeah, watch out.
watch out, Latrell's coming. And with that, I remember the other week I was saying Lachlan Ilias has been getting slowly better and better.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's really coming to the fray now.
Yep. Cody Walker was good.
Cody Walker did play well. I can't deny that. He did play well, or has been playing well. Cam Murray playing some great footy.
Oh,
Like,
mate, career best footy, Cam Murray.
yeah, their spine is absolutely ticking, and it's making everyone else play way better as well.
Yeah. Like that, and just to touch base with Latrell again quickly, it's not only on the field, like it's everything that's going on off the field as well. At the moment, it's like, yeah, Fox Sports tried to sort of knock him down a peg with I think Kenty came back criticising,
They always try and do that.
just criticising him, talking about the Roosters fans booing.
Yeah.
And then, a week later, they've won the game and he's telling him to fuck off at the end. It's awesome.
I know.
And like, he's replying to like comments on Fox Sports Instagram. Like, he's just on the front foot.
Yeah.
He's just,
owning the narrative.
he's absolutely, exactly right.
Yeah,
He's
no.
owning the narrative. It's Latrell's narrative.
I'm about it. And then as well, like they've got versus the Panthers this week, who are kind of in a perfect position because they're outright first. They're the definite favourites, but they haven't been talked about for 2 weeks.
No.
No one said a thing about them. Nothing. I haven't heard a word.
It's very Melbourne-esque of them.
Yeah,
to just fly under the radar like that.
in clear first.
Yeah, and easily be the best team in the comp.
So that game will be an absolute cracker against Penrith and the Rabbits. I still think Penrith are going to win, but I think Souths are going to be giving it a red hot go. But yeah, like if Penrith are full strength, they're a pretty hard team to beat. They're pretty tough.
I agree.
Like I don't know if they can do it against Penrith. I think they could. I think like they could play as well as they wanted.
They would have to play their absolute best game. They would
Yeah.
have to play their absolute best game.
and then back it up in the grand final, which I think would be tough to
No,
do.
well, I think if they beat Penrith, they could easily win. Easily win. They would be on top of the world if they beat Penrith.
It's actually that would be fucking crazy, but I just think Penrith are going to be too good. But the other game, Eels Cowboys in Townsville, will also be electric.
A cracker.
That is like such a good matchup. Look, as well with that game, I can't really pick who's going to win that.
No.
That is like both have mega forward packs, both have great outside backs and spines. There's not a lot to separate those two teams.
The Cowboys, to me, feel a little bit more well-oiled. The thing about the Cowboys all year that I've really liked is that, like, there hasn't necessarily been a superstar.
No.
It's like every player is just playing their best football.
Yeah.
It's like 1 week it's Val Holmes,
They're
1
playing
week
like
it's
a team.
Tommy Did, and 1 week it's Chad Townsend. It's like there's nothing like I feel like with the Eels, if you shut Moses down,
That's it.
it's Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's if you
Unless
can,
D-Bags absolutely takes
even,
over.
but if you shut Moses down, you're doing most of the work. You know what I mean? But it's like, dude, if you shut Townsend down, the Cowboys still have like
Dearden, Holmes, Drinkwater.
yeah. But it's not even that. It's not even them operating as individuals. It's the way that they operate so well together. It's not like you shut Townsend down
because they play like all three of them on the same side a lot of the time. Like they have like really big sweeping plays where it will literally be like Townsend to Dearden or vice versa to then Drinkwater, and then they'll go out the back.
Yeah.
Like they have like they run some serious shape at teams when you watch them play.
Yeah.
But they do it. It's not like they're doing it on the attacking line. They'll do it from like their 40-meter line and make a line break and score.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting as well, I think, because the Eels have had they got pumped, and then they pumped Canberra, but the Cowboys they won a tight game, so they've sort of had that experience.
They've had 2
now
weeks
they've
off.
had a week off, so it's like, honestly, the fact the way we're talking about it now, I'm probably going to back the Cowboys.
I'm back the Cowboys.
Also, we love the Cowboys.
We fucking love the
fucking
Cowboys.
love the
here.
Cowboys,
I'm so
mate.
about them. I'm so about them.
To be honest, I'd love to look, because if it's a Cowboys Panthers grand final or a Parramatta Panthers grand final, you'd go Panthers.
Yeah.
But if it's South Para or South Cowboys,
Yeah,
it's
don't know.
anyone's game.
I don't know.
So we're riding South. I'm riding South. I don't know if you. I'm kind of just riding them for the narrative. Like,
I like Latrell, so the thing is, I like Latrell, so I'm kind of like, if they win, I wouldn't be too upset because I really enjoy watching him play. But Jerome Luai plays for the Panthers, and he's also one of my favourite players. And I like seeing the Panthers team win because I like seeing a couple of young fellas, especially because it's got a lot of the New South Wales team in it.
Yeah.
And I like seeing another team have a go at having a bit of a legacy.
yeah.
And they just play aggressive and play fast. It's really good to watch. So I hope they win.
I think there'll be a lot about Penrith because it's Kikau, Coruscant. They're coming to the tail end of their 10 years there, so they'll be playing for each other as well. You know,
I think it's going to be pretty. Yeah, it's going to be good.
big weekend of footy.
Big weekend of footy.
Weekend
And
of
I'm
footy.
keen. And, you know, we didn't really talk about the people who've been put out. I mean, Raiders Eels are too good, pretty
good.
much. Sharks did not play that well.
I think the thing with the Sharks, and we have mentioned it, but they did so well to get to the top 4 in essentially their first year in this new era.
Yeah,
The fact they made it to the top 4,
impressive.
super impressive.
Came second.
Very
Very impressive. Yeah, they just fell flat on that Rabbits game, didn't they? They just didn't look like themselves. So
They'll be back though. They've got it sort of a.
they got a great team for next year.
They got a great team for the next. As long as Nico Hines is there, dude.
There's a good chance they can make the top 8 every year or win one.
Exactly.
And then Storm obviously are out. Personally, I don't mind it. I'm happy to see them go on because it's good not seeing another team have a chance. And then the Roosters, blush me, who looked like they were going to win the comp in the last 6 weeks of the season, took it too far, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like, they've been aggressive. They've had controlled aggression. You know, they've been, like, just going at teams. I think the moment just got... Oh, well, from what my opinion is, I'm sure players and everyone else might disagree, but I think they just got too in the moment almost and too aggressive and too, like, lost their heads of what maybe was trying to...
It wasn't very Roosters-like. It wasn't
No.
a Rooster-like
It
performance.
wasn't controlled.
No.
It wasn't measured. It was just like... It was a bit too hectic.
And, like, granted, no Manu. Teddy went out early.
Yeah.
Absolutely doesn't help. But you're so right. It's like they were just... The way they were reacting to everything that was happening, like Connor Watson, I noticed in particular, was extremely fiery.
Yeah.
And, like, I just don't... I think if I was Robbo, I'd be like,
Boys,
fucking
calm down.
relax.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get, like, he decked you, but, like, you're fine. They want you to react. They've come out aggressive. You got to respond to that and not in that way.
But I also reckon the crowd would have had so much to do with it because from all reports, the last 2 games have been absolutely buzzing. Like, buzzing loud.
Yeah.
Like, even the players were saying it was one of the loudest crowds they've ever heard.
Yeah, crazy.
Which is a good testament to that new stadium, I guess.
Yeah.
and a good testament to the fans. So, mate, people are up and about for finals footy.
With going into that game, and this is not Roosters hate at all, but I think a lot of people kind of forgot how not poor, but how sort of disjointed the Roosters had played throughout the regular course of the season. They only sort of pulled it together for the last
10 weeks.
Not even. I was going to say the last month. Like, they only just snuck into the 8 right at the end. So, from my perspective, it was like the framework for the Roosters to sort of really make the run home, I didn't think was there, whereas I thought South had sort of put it together a little bit more than they had.
That's probably a fair point.
Again, if the Roosters had won, I wouldn't have been surprised. But I'd sort of tipped the Rabbitohs with that in mind, and it did sort of come true. And they played like they had played earlier in the season.
I just thought the Roosters would have just backed it up, but they did not.
They didn't.
Have you got anything else to add?
We'll be watching.
We'll be watching.
Xander and I celebrating friend of the show, Jamie L's birthday over the weekend.
Let's go.
Bit of par 3 golf, into AFL Grand Final, into NRL Final, into anywhere between, I'd say, 20,000 to 30,000 beers.
Yeah.
Put it in that realm.
Correct.
Each.
Correct.
And
it'll be a fucking good night.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I'll have a short sleeve button up on.
Oh, here we go. The fucking dogs are out to play, mate. Here we go.
Mate, Saturday afternoon at the Skiff. Sue me.
Oh, show that.
Sue me.
Mate, it's on. It's on. What's the music this week?
Song of the week. Great song.
It's actually a track. I forgot about this. I actually haven't seen this movie for a long time.
Into Yesterday by Sugar Ray. We actually had a big discussion at Splendor where we went through the Surf's Up soundtrack while we were sitting at the campsite. So this is kind of where this all reignited from.
Right.
And a few, friends of mine, we have our days off.
The Day Boys?
The Day Boys.
Yep.
And, every time you're driving to the beach at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Oh, I'll crank this puppy.
You fucking absolutely crank Into Yesterday by Sugar Ray.
Fucking oath. And what movie is it from?
Surf's Up.
There you go.
And
for the listeners. That wasn't for me. That was for the listeners.
It is for the listeners. Dude, Surf's Up, easy. I'm very lippy. I'm very vocal about how much I love this movie.
You do love that movie.
Top 2 favourite movies of all time. Xander, I can't believe you haven't watched it in a recent memory.
I haven't watched it in recent memory. Probably the last time I watched it was when I was like 8. So it's been a while. But we were talking about this before. The last Disney movie I probably watched was Monsters, Inc. And that would have been ages ago. Quite a few years ago. And when I watched it, that's also the last time I cried when I watched the movie. Because, when he gives Boo back at the end.
Yeah.
Just got me.
Yeah.
Just got me.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I think I was just, I don't know what happened to me. Must have been down bad that day. Got to me. Just got to me.
That happens.
Happens, mate. I'm not especially proud of it, but yeah, it happened.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Also, just to touch base with Surf's Up again, the 2 main characters are Cody and Z. So,
what are you going to do?
Don't shoot the messenger.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to fucking do?
The greatest movie of all time, named after the Barflies podcast.
Is what it is. Do with that information what you will.
Do with that what you will. Thanks for tuning in. Episode 52.
Season 1 complete.
Season 1 complete.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Your ongoing support, hopefully.
Your ongoing support. Thank you for asking when the pod's going to be up.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's up.
Oh,
it's up.
Yeah.
And
well, if you're listening to this, it is up.
Yeah, correct. That is right. Yeah.
It's absolutely up. Okay, do you want to wrap this?
My name's Alexander.
My name's Cody.
And we'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Have a great week.